Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends. We are back. We are back. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. If you guess what movie that is, you win. Anyway, that's my intro for the dry series. Obviously, we're covering Defiance versus Roundhill versus YieldMax. And they're the three best friends that anyone can have, right? Anyway, sorry about that. Let's get to it. But before we even get to dry, we're going to cover the other Defiance funds, all right? SPYT, USOY, and QQQT, all right? So let's do it. So obviously, we cover these separate real quick because they don't pay weekly. So we really don't add them to this comparison party for the dry series, but I don't want to leave them out because a lot of people do like these funds, and these are pretty good funds. I'm not going to lie. So, and they are still worth covering, as part of this video. So anyway, back to it. So real quick, SPYT, USOY, QQQT, they're Defiance funds. They pay monthly. SPYT and QQQT, they're pretty much the same for the most part, minus the index, right? SPYT, S&P 500, QQQT, NASDAQ, right? They both pay 20% yield regardless of what they make. If they make more, they pay 20%. If they make less, they pay 20%. It's simple as that. USOY pays based on what they pay, at least from what I understand. So their yields are a little more scattered, right? If you look over the past, say 3 months, for example, you had a 48% yield, then a 62% yield, then a 70% yield. But overall, their average is a 60% yield, which is pretty damn sweet. However, their performance could be much better. That's for sure. All right, speaking of performance, let's see how these funds did this week. Let's start with SPYT. SPYT, Monday. Before Monday, where did they leave off? They didn't really have a good recovery rate, I guess, where we left off last week. I thought they were doing better. I don't know why. But anyway, Monday, they did gain 4 cents per share. Tuesday, negative 5 cents. Wednesday, well, we know Wednesday, right? Jerome Powell opened his fat mouth and they went down 54 cents per share. Thursday was not that great either. But for them, it wasn't that bad. It only went down 2 cents a share. I thought it would have been worse. And then Friday, we know the comeback for a lot of the market. So they did make 21 cents per share. However, for the month, they are looking at negative 33 cents per share for the month. So that's how much they have gone up for the month. So, yeah, it's not their best month, not their best performance. Again, we track the recovery rate based on what they paid last. They paid a 33-cent distribution last. And, they try to make that back. That's the goal. Well, at least that's the goal of this video, to hope that they make it back. Unfortunately, they made exactly the opposite. So, their recovery rate, in the negative 99%. However, the fund overall still performing well. Overall total return, not including DRIP, just receiving the dividends as cash, is 13.09% positive. That's from inception. All right, now let's look at USOY and see how they did this week. Monday. They went up 9 cents. Tuesday, negative 6 cents. Wednesday, wow, that terrible day on Wednesday, they actually went up a penny. So there you go. Not bad. Thursday, negative 7 cents. And Friday, positive 12 cents. So their month-to-date income is 40 cents per share. Their last dividend that they paid, or shall we say distribution, was 87 cents. They have recovered 46% of that. So they're on their way to recovering that, hopefully, because right now they went up about 40 cents per share. Their total return from inception, this includes dividends, again, not dividend reinvestment, but dividends as cash, they're positive 1.65%. So yeah, the performance of this fund is not that fantastic so far. When did they launch? So let's see, if we scroll all the way back. They launched on May 10th. Let's see if we have the open here. Yeah, we do. Okay. They launched May 10th, 2024, this year, obviously. And they were priced at $20.15. And obviously today They are now down to $14.44. Plus the distributions they paid throughout, but, it could be better for sure. All right, last but not least, QQQQQQQQQT. All right, enough Q's there? Anyway, sorry for the hyperness. I've been waiting to do this damn video till my wife got home from Costco. So I had some coffee, so I got some energy. Monday, they did go up 29 cents. That's a pretty damn good day. Tuesday, -7 cents. Wednesday's Wednesday, -68 cents. Thanks, JP. Thursday, -9 cents. And Friday, +14 cents. So they started the week with a recovery rate of 196%. They ended the week with a recovery rate of 76%. Hey, not terrible, but what a setback, right? Kind of a setback for this week. Hopefully things get better. And no Fed meetings, no Fed announcements, right? No, nothing. Hopefully it's just a normal ass week. Maybe a Santa Claus rally. Maybe we'll do well. We shall see. All right. But time will tell. Their total return from inception is positive 4.91%, which is pretty good. And then we got this chart. Again, I don't want to cover this every single time, but you guys get the gist. It just shows you how much in capital gains they have from inception. If you look at SPYT, based on their last payment, of course, it's -5 cents. USOY $6.11, and QQQT -90 cents. And then their total distributions paid from inception. SPYT has paid $3. USOY has paid $6.04, and QQQT has paid $1.62. Now, how much of that fluctuation, like how much actual premium are you showing that they made, right? They paid all these distributions, right? And they went down in capital, but how much did they actually, produce? I'm showing SPYT, they actually made $2.95 of the $3 they paid. And that's why I always say the amount to reinvest for SPYT is, this shows 2%, but you could essentially just say nothing, right? Because as of now, there's a long sample sizing, right? They've been paying since what? April of this year. Pretty good sample size. So they have been performing very well. So to get a 20% yield with capital flat, that's pretty damn awesome. USOY is another story, though. Again, they didn't make a damn thing, but they're, like I said, I want to give them more time. I know we shouldn't give them a pass, but basically, do what you want with it, right? They're a high yielder, but they're not performing well. So basically, you have to reinvest the whole damn thing to stay afloat. QQQT, I always tell you guys they launched at a terrible time. They pretty much launched and the NASDAQ tanked. But they're coming back. They made about 72 cents, I'm showing, based, out of the $1.62 that they paid out. So based on that, I'm showing that you'd have to reinvest 56%. That may or may not be true in the long term. It's just, again, the luck of the draw based on when they launched. So is what it is. All good. All right. What else we got? We got the status. Are these funds actually growing? Do people still want to buy these funds? Well, let's see. Yes, SPYT, 100,000 additional outstanding shares. That's a net asset change of 1.9 million increase. USOY, no update. Either no update or no movement. So that's a zero change. QQQT, there's an additional 25,000 outstanding shares, or 484,000 net asset change. All right. So that's the update on the Defiance other three. So now we will begin the dry series, because we're the three best friends that anyone can have. All right. So I'm going to annoy the crap out of you guys with that, aren't I? If you're annoyed with that, let me know in the comments. All right, so here we go, the dry series. If you're new to the channel or new to the series, quick recap. We compare, basically this is Defiance versus Roundhill, because they do similar strategies, not completely similar, but I compare their funds that track the same index, right? So for example, the NASDAQ, QQQY is Defiance, right? So what do? They sell puts. They do one DTE though. They do it across days. They take advantage. They get the premium on the overnight. However, A lot can happen overnight. The QDTE fund, that's a Roundhill fund, right? They do 0 DTE, and they sell calls in the same day, and they have a long call exposure. So, since they close their calls before the day ends, they move with the market, after hours and pre-market, which could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. So they move with the market on the after hours. And it turns out so far, it's becoming a really good thing. So anyway, that being said, let's get to it. All right, Monday. The NASDAQ went up 1.45%. QQQY went up 0.39%. QDTE captured 0.94%. So QDTE for the win, but neither one beat the NASDAQ. Usually QDTE has a better performance than that, but still pretty decent overall. All right, let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday, the NASDAQ went down 0.43%. QQQY went down 0.24%. QDTE went down less, 0.21%. So look at that. On a down day, Roundhill Fund won. Usually you see Defiance win on the down days, but not this day. No. All right, let's go to Wednesday, disaster day, right? The Fed announced, interest rates are being cut. However, 2025, no, we're not going to do 4. We'll do 2. And then the market said, bye-bye, and it went down. The NASDAQ went down 3.6%. QQQY went down 3.39%. So obviously, yes, it went down with it, but it captured some premium, which means it beat the index, but barely, right? And actually, again, QDTE, it went down 3.2%. QDTE, 3 days in a row, it beat freaking QQQY. 2 down days in a row, it beat QQQY. So what in the hell is going on? All right, Thursday, the NASDAQ went down again. It went down only 0.47% that day. This happens to be ex-dividend date as well. However, we do not count the distribution, so we subtract that out from the movement. Of course, QQQY went down 0.37%. QDTE went down more, 0.71%. So QQQY for the win. Friday, NASDAQ went up. Friday was a nice recovery day. NASDAQ went up 0.85%. And check this out. Again, very unusual week for both of these. QQQY captured 0.63%. Wow. QDTE only captured 0.19%. What in the hell? That's all I'm going to say. What in the hell? So you don't see that, right? Because that's almost 1% up on an index. Usually QDTE would have whooped that ass, but it didn't. I don't know what happened, but it didn't. So anyway, it doesn't matter. QDTE for the win, 3 wins versus QQQY's 2 wins. All right, moving on to the S&P 500. So we will compare WDTE versus XDTE. All right, Monday, the S&P 500 went up 0.38%. WDTE captured 0.22%. And XDTE captured more, 0.51%. More in them some. Damn. So XDTE for the win. Nice. All right. Tuesday, market went down, or not market, S&P 500, which is basically the market, went down 0.39%. WDTE went down 0.27%. XDTE went down went down exactly what the market did, 0.39%. So WDTE took that win. All right. Okay, Wednesday, here's the disaster day, right? The S&P 500 went down 2.95%. WDTE went down the exact same amount. How? Where the hell is the options premium to boost it up a little? Anyway, XDTE, it went down a little less. It went down 2.73%. So XDTE for the win. All right. By the way, I hate comparing these two, because I hate the DTE. Just annoying. Anyway, here we go. S&P 500 on Thursday went down 0.09%. WDTE went up 0.24%. XDTE went down 0.03%. So WDTE, really good day on ex-dividend day. That seems to be when they shine, the Defiance funds. Anyway, Friday was recovery day for everyone. The S&P went up 1.09%. And WDTE went up 0.51%, and XDTE went up 0.25%. Not sure what happened with these Roundhill funds on Friday, but the markets, the indexes with a 1% or a little less recovery, and they're not capturing it. So On as far as the S&P 500 funds are concerned, WDTE for the win. 3 wins versus XDTE, they're 2 wins, all right? So right now, we have Roundhill 1, Defiance 1. All right, best of 3. Here we go. IWMY versus RDTE. This is for the Russell, of course. All right, on Monday, the Russell went up 0.64%. IWMY went up 0.35%. RDTE went up 0.32%. So IWMY took the win right there. Not by much, but they took the win. They both lost to the index, though. All right, Tuesday, the market went down. Not the market, sorry. I keep saying that. The Russell went down 1.18%. IWMY went down 0.78%. RDTE went down 0.8%. So another close victory, but a victory nonetheless for IWMY. All right, Wednesday's disaster. Here we go. Russell went down 4.39%. IWMY went down 3.96%. And then RDTE went down more, 4.19%. Wow. So let's just take a look at the indexes for the Wednesday. So IWMY on Wednesday, Russell went down 4.39% on Wednesday. S&P went down 2.95% on Wednesday. And the NASDAQ went down 3.6% on Wednesday. So the Russell took the biggest hit. So the small cap stocks obviously took the biggest hit on that Wednesday. Okay, moving on. Thursday, the Russell went down 0.45%. IWMY went down 0.1%. RDTE went down 0.32%. IWMY for another freaking win. Are you kidding me? 4 wins out of 4. They already won, but we'll cover Friday. Friday was up. Again, the index, the Russell index went up 0.94%. IWMY, holy crap. They captured 1.06%. That's amazing. That is amazing. I don't know if Defiance is playing better, making better moves, but good job. RDTE, though, it actually beat IWMY, but this is expected, on an up day, 1.09%. But impressive nonetheless for both of these, RDTE for the win. So IWMY, 4 wins versus RDTE's 1 win, okay? So out of the best of 3, Defiance 2, Roundhill 1. Next, we compare YMAX versus YMAG, all right? Why do we compare these two? Who else are we going to compare them to, right? We want to talk about them, right? They also pay weekly, so it's fun to compare them. It's fun to talk about them and then compare them, obviously, to... Because they're their own index in a way, right? They're the freaking YieldMax index, but of course, they're an index in our eyes. Water. Okay, here we go. YMAX on Monday went up 0.66%. YMAG went up a hell of a lot more, 1.55%. YMAG for the win. All right, Tuesday, YMAX went down 0.22%. YMAG went up 0.2%. YMAG for the win. All right, Wednesday, disaster day. Here we go. YMAX went down 4.16%. YMAG only went down 3.59%. YMAG for the win, 3 in a row. They already won. Thursday, YMAX went down 0.41%. YMAG went up 0.2%. YMAG for the win, 4 in a row. Friday, recovery day, YMAX went up 1.39%, and YMAG went up 0.15%. So YMAX, they finally got a freaking win. They avoided the sweep. So anyway, YMAG for the victory, 4 wins versus YMAX's 1 win. Good job, YMAG. All right, guys. People were asking me, can you add YBTC? All right. So why are people asking me this? All right. Give me a second. So if we go here, Roundhill offers this fund. This fund has been out, okay? It's a Bitcoin covered call strategy, but what does it have to do with the dry series? Well, basically, Roundhill decided to have them pay weekly as well, right? And it's just starting their first payment. Let's go to, here's the distributions, right? Go to their schedule. Their first weekly payment will be, it looks like December 31st, right? Yeah. So I figured, you know what? Anything that pays weekly, especially that has the same schedule, because obviously since it's Roundhill, they're going to have the same schedule. I'm going to add them to the comparison because why? I don't know. It's fun. That's why, right? And it's just good to see like how other funds compare. So real quick, utilize a synthetic covered call strategy that seeks to provide current income on a weekly basis while also providing exposure to the price of Bitcoin. What do they trade? They trade IBITs. If you don't believe me, I can go to the holdings and we can pull up the holdings, right? You go to download PDF and that pulls up the holdings just like this. And you see, obviously they have treasuries, cash, whatever. And then you see IBIT, all right? So they're holding IBIT. Basically, they have a synthetic buy call, sell put, and then they're selling calls. I'm not sure why they're selling calls at the same price of the synthetic at this very moment. But again, I'm not going to judge them right away because I don't track this fund. Maybe for more information, you can check out Reaching Riches, or I know Income Architect. He covers these as well. I don't know if they cover YBTC. I know they cover Roundhill though. So, but they, again, I'm not covering this fund. So like, if you want more information, you're going to have to, either research it or look into those other channels, or, I'm sure someone covers it. But yeah. Anyway, needless to say, they pay weekly. So we're going to add them to the list and we're going to compare them to YBIT, because right now there's no other fund that compares weekly or that pays weekly that's a crypto fund, right? If there was, or if there will be, I will add it. So for now, it's just IBIT and YBTC, okay? And before you say compare it to, YBIT, I mean, YBIT pays monthly, right? That's the YieldMax fund. So it's just different, right? It's different. I mean, I guess we can compare the price comparison, but I don't know. I got to think about it. But let me know if you know of any other funds that actually pay weekly. I doubt it. All right, so let's start. All right, Monday, I did add, I don't know, I added from inception just for the numbers on the other sheet. But for now, I'm just going to cover as of Monday. All right, Monday, IBIT went up 3.99%. YBTC went up 4.23%. So YBTC beat IBIT. Oh, what is IBIT? I believe it's an iShares. It's an iShares ETF that offers that owns Bitcoin, basically, right? It doesn't pay a dividend that I saw, but it's one of those first few funds first few ETFs that actually own Bitcoin, and you could buy an ETF that owns Bitcoin. So I forgot. I just assumed everyone knew what IBIT was. Anyway, Tuesday, IBIT went up 0.85%. YBTC went up, it went down 1.46%. So IBIT for the win Tuesday. Wednesday, the bad day, IBIT went down 5.85%. YBTC held up strong and went down 2.9%. YBTC for the win. Thursday, IBIT went down 4.3%, but YBTC barely beat it and went down 4.26%. So YBTC for the win. And then Friday, recovery day, IBIT actually only recovered 0.16%. For whatever reason, YBTC went down 1.61%. Wonder if that was an ex-dividend date. All right. I don't think it was. 12/20. If I go back here, I go to the distros, right? Distributions, 12/20. If you look at the... here's the ones that are paid. No. Yeah, the last one that was paid out was 11/20. Last ex-dividend date, 11/27. And then the next upcoming ex-dividend date is 12/30. So, yeah, I don't know how it went down. Like, if IBIT went up 0.16%, how does YBTC go down 1.61? Again, I don't know. Maybe we should add YBIT to this. I don't know. More work, right? Anyway, let's go to the yield war. So, out of all these funds, who had the highest yields? Well, it was a shocking week for Roundhill. They had like pretty insane yields, right? QDTE, they yielded 106.8%. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? Right? What the hell? I mean, if we go back to their spreadsheet and we compare like the payment from the prior one, right? What did they pay? 86 cents. Their last payment was 16 cents. Payment before that, 23 cents. Before that, 22 cents. So this is not like them. Obviously, whatever. I didn't look into it. Maybe is it an end of year thing, end of fiscal year payout thing? Maybe because they made too much money. I don't know. I mean, it can't be based on volatility, and it can't be based on changing. They don't change their strategy, so it would have to be, truing up what they need to pay out, right? Because they need to pay out 90%. But anyway, who cares? QDTE, good job. 106% yield. Second place, Roundhill again. Are you kidding me? XDTE, 64.5% yield. That is freaking awesome. Because I love XDTE. I really do. And yeah, awesome job. Anyway, number 3, IWMY. Man, you just made the cut. They got a streak going. They've been in the top 3 since I've been tracking this, and they still are. IWMY with a 46.2% yield. But that's not the story. The story is QDTE and XDTE with this massive yield. I mean, crazy. YMAX, they had a good yield, 41%. But they're not at the top because Roundhill, they took over this week, right? And yeah, good job for them. I'm sure everyone was happy when they got that payment. I didn't really even look at my payments. But again, the fact that they pay weekly, it's never really that life-changing anyway. Because it's, it's for the week. So what can you do? Anyway, so let's look at the NAV war. So now, after this god-awful week, right? God-awful. Terrible. Like, did anyone have a positive NAV? Nope. No one. None. Nada. Terrible, terrible week. So we have to compare the negatives. Which was the least negative? So in first place, YMAG did perform the best. They only went down 1.49%. In second place, S&P 500 index. Yes, we add the indexes to this comparison. They only went down 1.96%. And in third place, the NASDAQ, negative 2.2%. So first place, again, YMAG. So again, they did pretty damn good. They placed the last 4 weeks, by the way. So again, that fund is always, they're solid, man. They are a solid fund. I think YMAX is too. I know they own a lot of crap funds, which is very unfortunate. And really, I hope they drop them. I mean, get Murney out of there. Murney is garbage. It is. Get it out. I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees. Do people actually think Murney's going to recover? Not Murney, Moderna. Like, if you do, by the way, please let me know, like, why in the comments. Because I don't track these. They got some new pill coming out, right? That, again, this healthcare. I hate the healthcare industry. I won't get into that, but anyway. So now we have the total return war. So this is where we compare, the various funds versus the index to see, how they're doing. But we're really just comparing the two funds. So QDTE, again, total return since I've been tracking it, domination. And why is it domination? Again, Roundhill that will dominate Defiance typically in the long run, only because those big updates really, really help them out, right? When you have a big update, up day, I'm saying, and it happens overnight, and they're capturing a lot of that. So, but yeah, when it's a flat market, Defiance will win. When you have those big updates, Roundhill will win. So right now, QDTE's total return from when I've been tracking this is up 4.59%. QQQY total return is 0.49%. This is without drip, of course. The NASDAQ beat both of them, though. The NASDAQ is up 6.26%. All right, next, WDTE versus XDTE. WDTE is actually in the negative 0.01% total return since I've been tracking. XDTE is positive 2.71% return, so obviously they beat WDTE. However, the S&P 500 beat them both. They are up 3.13%. IWMY versus RDTE. IWMY is actually in the negative 2, I'm showing. Negative 2.03% total return. Again, since I've been tracking it. They had a really good week, though. RDTE, they are positive 2.07%. And they actually are beating the Russell by a decent amount. The Russell is up 1.34%. So that is super impressive. RDTE is a really impressive fund. Next, YMAX, YMAG, and MAGs. All right, total return. All impressive, but MAGs is whooping ass. MAGs is up 18.23%. But okay, whatever. YMAX is up 11.83%, and YMAG is up 12.37%. I know, again, if you're just looking at total return, yeah, the underlying, the MAGs is beating them, but the MAGs, do they pay a distribution? Maybe. Well, they probably do, but it's not much. But, it's not an income fund. But again, it's just good to look at to see, like, comparably, how they're doing. And now we compare IBIT versus YBTC. Both performing well. IBIT especially. IBIT is up 54.31%. And YBTC is up 31.67%. So I went back and I tracked it from October 4th to see how they did, and obviously added some distributions. I didn't see distributions for IBIT though, so that's why I didn't add any. All right, now it's the ALM war, Assets Under Management war. All right, so as far as QQQY and QDTE, actually, let me just say, for all the Defiance funds, there was no update. So either they didn't update their website or no one bought the fund. I don't know. I can't tell. So we'll just cover Roundhill, then YieldMax. Roundhill QDTE went up 650,000 outstanding shares, or 26 million in net asset value. XDTE went up 280,000 outstanding shares, or 14.3 million net asset change increase. RDTE went up by 510,000 outstanding shares, or 21.2 mil. YMAX went up by 1.3 mil outstanding shares, or 24.1 mil in net asset change. YMAG had an increase of 900,000 additional outstanding shares, or 17.6 mil. And YBTC, first time I'm tracking it, they have 1.4 million outstanding shares. Their net asset value is 72.8 million. I'm not going to add them to the comparison because they are Roundhill, and I'm not going to add a fourth fund to Roundhill here, so it's not fair. I'll just keep these same, the 3 versus 2. So Roundhill, yeah, still showing 1 bill. YieldMax close to 1 bill. They're at 934 mil, and Defiance is sitting at 369 mil. And then last but not least, the finals page, the average yield. What are these funds averaging in yield, right? What is their average total NAV appreciation? Not average, but what is their total NAV appreciation since I've been tracking? And I'll just go through the average yield. QQQY average yield, 42.5%. QDTE average yield, 36.1%. WDTE average yield, 32.3%. XDTE average yield, 24.9%. IWMY averages 52.2% yield, which is second best. RDTE averages 36.3% yield. Again, that's pretty damn good. YMAX number 1, 56.78% yield, and YMAG 46.06% yield. So again, awesome numbers. As far as NAV, YMAX and YMAG is whooping everyone. YBTC actually is even better than them though. So that's a fund, that may be worth looking at. I'm adding that fund to the dividend car account. So YBTC, they're going to also help me pay my bills. So yeah, look out for that in the dividend car update. It's going to take me a while to get them to the same number of outstanding shares as the others because it's a little more expensive. I think it's like $50 or so. But it's a fund I think is worth it. I love the crypto exposure, especially with the new administration soon. I see nothing but positivity in the crypto space, especially with Bitcoin. So that's why I'm going to add YBTC to the gang. And I still own all the other 8. So now I own the 9, right? So yeah, what a group, man. What a group. They all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses, but they all, they do the job. They perform well. There's bad times, there's good times, but again, I'm not upset. I think they're, I can't complain. It's just something, it's a fund, it's an income fund. These are income funds. They're doing something that I cannot do. I can't do zero DTE expiry. I can't do options trading on a daily basis. I can barely do it for weekly trades, right? Because, most people work. I work. I'm sure most of you guys work, right? Or if we don't work, we don't want to, right? You don't want to do those trades. So that's why we invest in these funds, all right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this week's update. Are you impressed with anything? Is it more the same? Are you happy I added YBTC? Or do you think I should get rid of it? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will do our damnedest to entertain you next week in next week's Dry series. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. But yeah, appreciate any feedback you guys have on your thoughts of these funds or the video in general. Outside of that, I don't really have anything. But if you want to help out the channel, feel free to share this video with your friends, family, or other communities to let them know, that we're tracking the funds, right? And obviously, this is just high level. We're not going into the trades, but we're just keeping it simple, right? Keep it simple. And that's sometimes is the best way, right? So I think it is, especially with these funds, because you can't track daily, I don't know, 0 DTE every single day. It's just too much. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Well, whatever day you're watching this, but I do appreciate you guys watching it. Take care. Later.